Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Let's talk a little bit about XRP whales controlling price. Yes, those beautiful, majestic XRP whales getting all splishy splashy in the ocean. They're aquatic AF. You know it. You know what got me thinking about this today? The reason I wanted to talk about this, two reasons. First of all, I came across this piece and it got me thinking. It's from Daily Hodl. It's titled, "Are Crypto Whales in Control?" New research analyzes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash wealth distribution. And the second reason is, although conceptually I've talked a little bit about crypto whales, it's one of the things. It's kind of like an obvious point of conversation, and I just thought about it, and I was like, I haven't really delved into this in any sort of meaningful way. So I'm not gonna make some sort of exhaustive video on all my views of whales, because. Well, frankly, it would be way too long of a video, but I want to start talking about it a little bit, and so I'm going to share with you some pieces from a blog from an XRP community member who many of you are familiar with, named Galgatron, and I'll share with you some of my thoughts on that as well, and then I have some tweets from the XRP community. But before I go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, and you like that whales get all splishy splashy, or even if you don't, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, the bestest channel ever to be on YouTube. All right, so this piece, I'm just going to kind of sum this up for you. This is the one from Daily Hodl, are crypto whales in control? And they're trying to make a case that crypto whales really can't necessarily be in control of Bitcoin because of the wealth distribution of Bitcoin. And they make this point. Crypto whales would have to control at least 4,545 of the biggest Bitcoin wallets in existence in order to hold half of the leading cryptocurrency circulating supply, the report claims. To control most of Ether's supply, a small group of users would only need to own ETH stored in 322 wallets. So I'm not going to pretend that there's nothing to the distribution of a coin as pertains to whale holdings. I'm not going to say there's nothing to it, but it's just this idea that you'd have to hold, half the Bitcoin supply or something. It's just, to me, it makes me think that maybe there's a bias at play here when writing up something like this. I am just suspecting that. I don't know for sure. I can't know what's in somebody's heart when they're writing something like this. I don't really necessarily buy into that. And I don't know that every single big move that we see out there is because of whales, but there have been instances where it's been there have been links that are hard to ignore. That's what I'll say. And that's why I think that there's probably just highly likely something to this whole concept here. Again, not that every single move has to do with splishy splashy whales, just some of them. And so this is a piece written by Galgatron titled "The Anatomy of a Whale," and it's very comprehensive, and I encourage you to read it if you do have time. For the sake of what I want to get through in this video, there are just a select portions of this that I do want to run through. And it begins by stating, "Are you fed up of XRP seemingly defying all logic? Great news equals nothing? Or maybe even a drop in price? How about those random 10% gains in 5 minutes that of course you missed out on? It's time to accept the truth. Whales rule the day, and you can choose to deny their existence or significance, but the numbers are right in front of your eyes, and numbers don't lie. This article will show you how to turn the tables on the whales." And so that's why I suspect, again, conceptually, I suspect that there's definitely something to this. That's my opinion. And he goes on to talk about how there's different types of investors. The average investor, I like the first bullet point because I think it applies to probably a lot of people, playing with relatively small money, and then parentheses he writes, maybe $10,000 to $20,000, but it seems like a lot to them, more than they should be risking. And I'm willing to bet probably most people out there spending or investing even less than that, if I just had to guess. And then there's the experienced investor that lost a effing obscene amount of money. I have to censor myself. I don't know if there's kids in the background. Earmuffs. Amount of money during their progenitor average investor age. Lots of battle scars. In parentheses, he writes, "If I hadn't made so many mistakes, you all would be building me a pyramid right now." And then there's the whale investor. At its most fundamental definition, a whale is someone or some entity, like a hedge fund, question mark, that controls a very large stake in a coin or multiple coins such that they can significantly influence price and volume should they choose to buy and sell in large quantities. And I will tell you this right off the bat here. There are in my mind, to me, I don't know, is definitely too strong of a word. It seems so crystal clear to me that there are instances where this happens. Bitcoin price gets manipulated, and so that's why even if there weren't whales for every single one of the other 2,000 plus cryptocurrencies out there, just having whales affect the price of Bitcoin. You know what that does? Well, the rest of the market follows Bitcoin, so indirectly, all of these other cryptocurrencies are being manipulated by whales, even if Bitcoin were the only cryptocurrency being manipulated. But the truth of the matter is, it's not the only cryptocurrency that's being manipulated. Some of the easiest ones to manipulate, the easiest coins, are those that have almost no liquidity. So you can, if you're a whale, you can buy up one of these crap coins out there at basically free, because it's never going to do anything, and most of them, almost all of them, are never going to be adopted for anything. There's no utility to be had. And then if there's one little bit of good news, then you can start buying more, ramp up the price, get everybody in a frenzy, and then when it's sufficiently high, if you're a whale, you just sell. There you go. And then the price will come crashing back down. And it's easy to do this with the more illiquid a coin is. And so this does indeed happen. And then he goes on just to cite how insanely greedy whale investors are right there. And then check this out, though. So he has a subheading called Whale Creation. And conceptually, I just found this part fun to read and kind of fun to think through. So check this out. Ask yourself, if you could go back in time to when XRP first came out at half a cent, how much would you buy? Right, lots and lots and lots. I'm certain most people could have even afforded 1 million XRP, which would have been $5,000 worth at the time. Oh man, somebody build me a time machine, damn it. This sucks. Come on, I need a flux capacitor to put in my vehicle. You could have been a whale today, too, if you took this chance. So imagine how many, perhaps wealthy people, saw this relatively unknown coin, felt like gambling, and threw $500,000 at it. And by the way, there are some that did that. What was that guy's name? Matthew something. He's passed away, but he became an XRP billionaire when the price was at its height in early 2018. I can't remember if he just, I think he put in, I'm going from memory, so I could be wrong, but I think he put in maybe like $2 or $3 million worth of XRP. It was somewhere around there, and it ended up being worth at its peak $1 billion. So did some people do this? Yes. I can say definitively yes. All right. Well, I can't remember his name, Matthew something. If you just look up XRP billionaire, I bet it'll pop up. And he was cited in, it might have been in Forbes. There was an article about him. I think it was Forbes. You might be able to find it if you're curious, but that's insane. And actually, this is another fun fact. They were going to make a movie about him. I don't know if that's still going through. There talks about maybe Johnny Depp playing this guy. I don't know if that's a real thing. But anyway, that might happen. Just this guy's life story, because he did all sorts of other interesting and wacky stuff. But anyway, Galgatron continues. That's right, 100 million XRP. Some people have that kind of money to gamble with, and a lot of them are looking for the next Bitcoin, and all the stars align with XRP, so why not? So they take a chance. A whale is born. He's cute and small, and the other fishies laugh at him, but he's got a glimmer in his eye and nothing but time to kill. And then he gets splashy splashy, of course. And then he goes through the concept of buy walls and sell walls, which I think I'm going to have to save for another video because I'm afraid this will go too long. I'll briefly mention. I'll do that. So, visible buy wall or sell walls. The whale will put a relatively huge buy or sell order on the order books, effectively absorbing every sell or buy, respectively, order that comes in, keeping the price from increasing or decreasing until the overall sentiment changes and the price goes the other direction. This is why it's called a wall. The fact that this wall is visible to the public means they are sending the message, there's no hope of getting the price past this barrier, so you might as well give up. And with a significantly large enough wall, they will succeed in preventing a price breach. Let me go down a little bit further here. I think almost now. This thing. I'm sorry. I'm almost there. I wish I had a better way to tag the parts that I wanted to cover. You know what? You know what I should do? I should be old-fashioned and just print this up on paper and then just highlight it with a highlighter. That would probably do it, right? The whale exit. No, that's not what I wanted. The whale feeding. I'm so sorry, guys. If you just bear with me. Actually, this is the spot I want. Okay. I apologize for that. I know. Moon Lambo, so unprofessional. Unsubscribe. Whales are the scalpers of investing, no different than those degenerate pieces of S-word, again, earmuffs, that buy all the concert tickets so that they can sell them to you in the parking lot at double the price. This fact doesn't change the quality of the concert, though. It's still the real thing, and XRP is probably still at great long-term investment prices between price peaks. Be careful, though. You'll see virtually all parabolic run-ups are followed by a sharp correction, and you don't want to be on the top floor of that mess when the floor gives out. The time to get in is before the parabolic hits. Don't chase them. Exactly. So what's the polar opposite of that, though? When you're at lows, notable lows, what could that potentially represent? Well, this is not financial advice because I don't have a financial background, but it could be a buying opportunity. That's my opinion. Overall, the activities of these whales don't define a rate of growth. They simply obscure the natural increase in coin valuation that only becomes apparent after each new plateau. By drawing a line connecting the beginnings of each plateau, you can kind of get a sense of the natural rate of growth for the coin, which too follows a parabolic. This means the earlier you get in, the more exponential each subsequent parabolic will impact you, assuming you don't get shaken out, of course. It also means whales have zero net influence in the long run, and that's going to have to be, that's a very important point. Look, especially as there's more liquidity, your power will be diminished, especially as look, the vast majority of these whales. Do you not think they're going to sell notable holdings along the way? I mean, come on. I mean, I get it. They're having fun manipulating the market. Some of them are probably stacking whatever cryptocurrency they're manipulating. Fine, but it's not going to stay like that. Especially not as utility takes hold with XRP. But anyway, the moral of the story is don't feed the whales. Don't buy into the gloom and doom news that the sky is falling. Hodl. The sooner they run out of loose hands to feed off of, the sooner we can all ride the next wave up. If we all stick together, we can beat them at their game. In other words, don't let the whales' price grinding get to you. You can't sit there watching the price all day. Take a week off, enjoy your life, come back to it later. You can't do anything but wait anyways. So don't waste your life staring at a number you can't control. Just trust the fact that the whales can't hold the price down forever, nor do they want to. I know it sounds sad that we have to deal with these Goliaths always playing with our emotions, but when has Darwinism ever been fair? Have faith that over time their influences will diminish with more global adoption and better dispersion of XRP assets. Among all the sound reasons that Ripple, Inc. held onto so many of their coins, I'd say their ability to act as a benevolent whale when necessary was the most brilliant, and their ability to highly distribute more XRP will be the diluting effect upon the whales that we'd all like to see. So, to me, that's in line with what I think. Like that makes sense to me. Let me move on to the next tweet here now. This is from XRP Has Wings, who tagged me and wrote, "Too many are uneducated. XRP backed by gold cannot ever happen. 1. Every country holding gold would have to agree. Number 2, that would make XRP a stable coin, and the math says it's not enough of value for transferring trillions daily across borders, only collateralized." And so shout out to you, XRP Has Wings, and thank you very much for tagging me. And I would say my favorite point on this topic, if you just want to keep it as simple as possible as to why XRP can't and won't be backed by gold, is because either XRP can be self-valued or be backed by something, but not both. Just imagine if you were going to sell your XRP and it has an open market value, but it's also backed by gold. What do you sell it for? The price of gold or the price of XRP? Now, for most people with brains, it's clear to see that's not a thing. It's like saying a circle is a triangle. It's not a thing. All right, next, I got a couple tweets from XRP Marks the Spot. Tagged me, and so shout out to you, good sir. And XRP Marks the Spot wrote this: "The value of the liquidity XRP provides is probably going to blow our small minds. More fuel for my moon Lambo." And that was a retweet of something from Digital Assets Daily, and it reads as follows: I've researched and followed XRP since it was 0.0043 cents. Many investors will be amazed when they realize they factored and estimated pricing incorrectly. It's no longer valued at speculative pricing. It will soon be valued at liquidity. Those of you with courage will soon smile. Hashtag XRP. Well, I would say the way that I would word it is that the pricing of XRP, it's going to have a lot more to do with actual utility in the future. And I don't know how long that's going to take, but I'm going to be here. I have too much fun tracking this stuff. All right, next, here's another tweet from XRP Marks the Spot. Wrote, wow, JP Morgan posting love for Ripple. Quick shot of Nas for my moon Lambo. Well, thank you, my XRP Marks the Spot. I do appreciate it. And this was a retweet of something from XRP Crow, and there's a little screen grab. And this is from 2018, but I do like it. This is from JP Morgan. We believe Ripple's creation has the potential to create competitive disruption for an existing service, cross-border payments between banks via SWIFT. And I think that speaks for itself. But that's it for this video. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!